Warning, censorship. Warning, censorship.
And like maybe talk about the personal experience of having your new business that you've just started up. They're trying to pluck it away from you.
Well, that's exactly it. Now we put our heart and soul into this place, from groceries to everything, and finding the right staff. And then finally we're up, we're running, we're doing well. And then boom, nothing. And then when I asked the AHS, I said, well, what do you want me to do with all my food and everything? He, right to my face, says, I don't care. So that pissed me off, and I threw him out of here.
Hey, Adam Soos here for Rebel News, and I am outside of J-Rock's Bar and Grill here in Medicine Hat. We're going to sit down with owner Jayson, who's going to tell us a little bit about his story. Now, this is a new business. It opened just 7 months ago, and he's been struggling mightily with the COVID restrictions that have now been set upon him. In fact, he's been closed down. His food license has been taken away. His dream business is at risk of closure because of these restrictions and measures. So we're going to go inside, sit down with Jay, talk with some of his staff, and share his side of the story. Adam Soos here with Rebel News, and I'm here with Jay of J-Rock Bar and Grill in Medicine Hat. And you're one of the people who's been heavily influenced by the COVID restrictions. It's had a devastating impact on your business here. So tell us about the current status of your business and what the plan is and what's happened to you so far.
Well, we decided to stay open. Obviously, my staff and myself, we got to earn a living. Didn't want to throw all my food out. I was only open for about 7 weeks, and then boom, shut down. So we decided, well, we're gonna stay open. And then they said, well, you put a patio. Well, it's not feasible out here to have a patio. It's windy, my parking lot's at an angle, and we don't have the finances to build one. So, we followed all the restrictions inside as far as, 6-foot distancing and that kind of stuff, like my tables. And then, we just had been come down with by AHS.
So you're a new business just trying to get established.
Yep.
You did your very best to try and follow the protocols as well as you could.
Yeah.
And they just shut you down.
The only thing we didn't follow I didn't demand people wearing masks, that kind of stuff. I do have, a sign-in sheet at the front. Now it's totally up to them if they wanted to sign it. I never enforced it. I didn't go up to tables and ask them if they were from the same household. That kind of stuff. So there were some things I did breach, but as far as sanitizing everything, yeah, absolutely, everything was sanitized, cleaned. Everything was professionally cooked in the back. Our food was from, proper distributors, all that kind of stuff.
So then what was it like? What was the original contact from Alberta Health Services or the authorities? How did the process start, and how did it get to the point where your doors were shuttered and your license was taken away?
Well, basically, they just said, well, shut her down. I said, okay, well, I can shut down, but I need to know that there's resources for me and my staff. And they just gave me a phone number. So we did make the phone number, and it just kept going in a big circle back. And, so there's no help out there for us in our situation at all. So we just said, well, we got no choice. We got to stay open.
And then did they follow up? How did things seem to escalate rather quickly from there? What happened next?
Oh, yeah. So they, obviously we've been reported. I've had little ones in here dancing and stuff like that. Well, they didn't like that. So they basically come in, took my food permits away and, and threatened me with jail time, threatened me with boarding my building up, that kind of stuff.
And so what do you say to people out there? Some people are saying, business owners are selfish. They don't understand that you put your life into this. You've got people working for you who depend on this, and you're really trying to care for those people's livelihoods. What do you say to people out there who might be trying to make you into a villain?
Oh, they tell me I'm a villain, absolutely. But, do we not have the right to earn a living for our family? Why do I got to completely shut down, throw my business away, when I look across the street every day and there's thousands of people across the street at Costco? It's all.
And what do you make of that double standard, I guess, that there is out there? Do you have any thought as to why they might be letting certain organizations get away with massive gatherings?
Yeah, obviously they're going to shut a big store like that down. There's too much money there, right? But us, you got to go. You're expendable, right?
So do you consider yourself, I see you've got the Canadian Bill of Rights posted around here. Your sign out front indicates that you're complying, but you're opposed to the measures for the time being. Do you consider yourself sort of part of the restaurant rebellion in Alberta?
Absolutely. You betcha. It's, and I've talked to other restaurant owners, and some would love to open. They're either franchised, so they can't, or they don't have the resources to stay open. I just had another restaurant owner in here last night, and we had a good chat. And he said, if you get going on yours, he said he'll stand behind me and he'll open up. And he's one of the bigger restaurants in Medicine Hat.
And I also don't think people get the toll it takes. Very often people have cushy government jobs or a reliable salary, or they haven't been affected by this. I don't think they get that people like you, like, this is your baby, this is your livelihood. And like, maybe talk about the personal experience of having your new business that you've just started up. They're trying to pluck it away from you.
Well, that's exactly it. Now we put our heart and soul into this place, from groceries to everything, and finding the right staff. And then finally we're up, we're running, we're doing well. And then, boom, nothing. And then when I asked the AHS, I said, well, what do you want me to do with all my food and everything? He, right to my face, says, I don't care. So that pissed me off, and I threw him out of here. Pissed me right off.
Yeah, that's extremely troubling. I can't even imagine what that's like to just get set up and have that all taken away. What's the plan for you moving forward? Do you have court dates? What's going on as far as business and your personal life?
Yeah, so obviously my personal life, I'm getting shunned all over town, or I'm getting people come up and shake my hand, so it's 50-50, right? Definitely with my court dates and everything, obviously I'll have to get some lawyers together and fight this, because it's against taking away our rights and our freedoms, which is absolutely unreal. But yeah, so what we're going to do is we're going to go fight forward, and as soon as we get the go-ahead, we will open up.
And we have good news. We just spoke to sort of our head office people, and we're going to work to get you in touch with top legal counsel in Canada and help cover for some of those legal fees. And for those watching, it's important, if you want to support people like Jay here and those who are standing up and trying to open their business, standing up for small businesses, if you go to fightthefines.com, you can make a contribution. That money actually goes to the Democracy Fund, which is a registered Canadian charity. So you're actually getting a tax receipt. The Rebel News gets nothing from that. We don't see a penny. It 100% goes to lawyers who are defending people like you. So if people want to help, I think that's super important. Hey everyone, Adam here with Rebel News, and it's so important that you go to rebelnews.com. We're the only ones telling the other side of the story. We don't want you to miss a thing. So go to rebelnews.com now before it's too late. All right, I'm here with Larry. You're the head chef around here, I suppose?
Kitchen manager.
Kitchen manager. And Larry's very passionate about his food. He's upset though because they've had to throw out and waste so much food. This is a young business, a business that's just getting set up. You've been telling us about some of your meals that you've been working on, very passionate. So he's going to give us a little tour of the kitchen and show us just how empty things are now that all this stuff has been thrown out. So if you can lead the way.
This is our walk-in cooler. Every single one of these shelves were full of food. And now you can see nothing. Everything that we could give away, we gave away. Everything else got thrown out.
Just thrown straight in the garbage, eh?
You bet.
And how much would you estimate, like as a young business starting up, how much money did you spend on that and then had to get rid of it?
Upwards of 10,000.
Upwards of $10,000. Imagine as a small business owner just getting established, Alberta Health Services comes in and says, throw out, give away $10,000 worth of food. It's unimaginable. Yeah.
It's been rough.
Yeah. Any other?
Spices and everything here. This is our cold table. This was right full.
Yeah.
Of everything for veggies, from onions to peppers, our lettuce, cheese, everything like that. All gone.
All thrown out, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
It was all cut up. You can't give that away, right?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So maybe tell us a little bit about your story. I mean, you're very passionate about your food. Tell us how you became involved with this business and kind of how hard it's been for you personally to see this all evaporate.
Jayson came to me about a year ago and talked to me about it, and I jumped on board. I've been a cook for 14 years, so developing my own ideas like dry ribs, to have to throw it out myself and watch that money just go to waste, it's hard. A person takes the time to come up with something like that.
Just to see it all be thrown away as though it didn't matter.
Yeah.
And so what's the plan for you moving forward? Or is it just wait and see at this point?
We're going to do everything we can, but essentially it is wait and see what happens. And
So, I mean, I just want to thank you for sharing your story. I think it's good for many people out there who might just think this is an ideological battle against COVID, that this is real people, real faces, real experiences, people out there who are suffering, losing their jobs, people who've sunk everything into this opportunity. I imagine this is a dream for you. You worked in kitchens, you were a cook, you did all that, now you get to create your own thing, and just as soon as you get rolling, the government throws it all away. So, well, thanks so much for sharing your story with us. Really appreciate it. Maybe any last words for members of the community, maybe those who've been supporting you, or towards AHS, Alberta Health Services, the government?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we got to start standing together, and we got to open these businesses up. I'm not saying the COVID isn't out there and it's not real. I mean, if you're sick, stay home. But people, if this goes on much longer, nobody's going to be able to open up. And I don't even know if I'll be able to open up. I don't know. I don't have an extra $10,000 to fill my fridges again. I donated as much as I could. We used up as much as I could, but it's just not feasible. And especially being a new one, there's no grants out there for me. There's not. It's do or die. Probably have to sell my truck or something just so I can restock my fridges. That kind of thing.
Well, you're certainly not alone in this struggle. I'm sure many of our viewers, many business owners out there, people maybe on the fence about opening might hear about your story and feel inspired. So I want to thank you for that. I want you to know that we're going to stay in touch. We're going to keep telling your side of the story. So thanks for taking this important stand. Thanks for inviting us into your beautiful restaurant here. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, but I said, well, how is this not saying closed when they, clearly my open sign isn't on. We're all taped up here. So they come in here and told me I have to keep my door locked because they freaked on me for having my family in here having lunch. I said, really?
We heard the story there from Jay directly, and we talked to some of his staff. These are stories of economic survival. These people are just trying to keep their businesses afloat, trying to keep their dreams afloat. And that has become an impossibility against the overbearing restrictions of Alberta Health Services and the government here in Alberta. We're going to continue bringing you stories like these, and we're going to continue encouraging these people to go to fightthefines.com. We're going to put Jay in touch with legal counsel who's going to help him fight for his economic freedom and his economic survival. I want to thank you for tuning in and listening to these important stories. We're reporting here from J Rock's Bar and Grill in Medicine Hat, Alberta. For Rebel News, I'm Adam Soos. Well, that seems pretty self-explanatory to me, probably pretty self-explanatory to you as well. But apparently the government of Alberta and the other governments across this great country are struggling to understand the fundamental rights that we enjoy as Canadians. If you want to help people fight for those fundamental freedoms, I need you to go to fightthefines.com. Any contribution that you make there goes to a registered charity, the Democracy Fund. You're going to get a tax receipt. Those funds go 100% to fighting legal battles for freedom. Rebel News doesn't see a cent. Those are going 100% to fighting legal battles to ensure our fundamental freedoms.